once again to More Sports Studios, where you're going to have banter with Jesse, football banter with Jesse. So we've got a lot of things to cover today. I hope your week has been fantastic, just like mine has been. It's been eventful. And also in the football world, there's quite a lot of things that's going on now. Um, yeah, the league has been concluded. Liverpool has won. Uh, the next four places are going to come. They're competing to get the remaining Champions League spaces. So you've got all of the guys who are competing currently. So I think Arsenal, Man City, Newcastle is in the shout, and Aston Villa as well. So we don't know who's going to miss out on the Champions League, but they're lucky. There are five teams qualifying for Champions League this time around, so I guess you know some of them will make it, but not. We don't know if Arsenal is going to keep their second place anyway, because they just separated by just 3 points. Yeah. All right. Okay, so we're going to talk about transfers because that's what's going on right now. There's so many things flying around. In the Premier League, you do not wait. If you wait, for people to catch up with you, then that's it, game up. So yeah, we're going to talk about that, and we're going to see what Man City is doing. Actually, Man City is playing right now. They're losing 1-0 to Crystal Palace, and it's 75 minutes gone at the moment. So if Crystal Palace nicks this and win, they will qualify for the Europa League. So we've got quite a large number of EPL teams, qualifying for Europe, and I guess that is a function of the money that is inside of the EPL is the richest football league anywhere in the world. So qualification, parameters should reflect that. They should be able to get a lot of money to strengthen, and they should be able to justify, that. So we will be talking about the transfers. It's hotting up, guys. The transfer is hotting up. Arsenal is making moves in the market. Uh, Already, Man City have made moves and they still want to make moves. Um, Again, Liverpool is not standing still. And those are the ones we know. Yeah, those are the ones we can talk about now because we don't know what Aston Villa is going to do. For instance, Aston Villa, they have to sell. So we think that Emi Martinez, the goalkeeper of Aston Villa, will go. You saw him after the match yesterday. He was waving and crying, at the fans, probably because he thinks that that will be his last match, you know, at Aston Villa. So these are the things that we're gonna look at for today. So I hope you stay with me, and then we can go into details, with this one. So meet me at the other end, guys. So you're welcome back. This is More Sports Studios, and you're doing this with Jesse. I would like to let you know that we've been going over the odds to bring you quality, content. If you go on our website, you see all African stories. We just concluded a fantastic interviews with the John Akibua family. The first Ugandan to he's late now, but he was the first Ugandan to break the 48-second barrier in I think 800 meters hurdles, and he did that in 1972 Munich Olympics. He's a household name. It's as big as they come. He was a policeman in the Ugandan police forces and all of that. He had to go into exile, come back. It's a tragic comedy, kind of a story. It's bittersweet, and um, he he went to Germany, came back, and then started to coach, people in Uganda. Didn't fulfill his dreams. Died at 48. And the good thing is that one of his granddaughters, is got the gene, and she's been doing fantastic things, on the field. She's only 12 years, 11, 12 years old, but the coach told us that the kind of number she's doing, our ceiling is very, very high, to become a world beater. So yeah, you need to, look into that. So I'm also going to talk about the African Champions League. The two teams that are going to, compete for the African Champions League. So we're gonna, talk about that as well. So let's get into it. Which one shall we do first? Let's do Arsenal. I think Arsenal have they've already signed, Zubimendi. Zubimendi has been on the radar of so many clubs, including Manchester City. So if you the last window, I think Manchester City were trailing, they were going after Zubimendi. Um, and then it was Liverpool. Liverpool actually triggered, you know, its buyout clause, and he actually gave his word that was he was moving to Anfield. And then when he got back to Spain, when he got back to Bilbao, he made a U-turn and said he was not ready to commit, to come into England. Uh, we don't know what happens or what happened. He's now agreed, to join Arsenal Football Club. So Zubomendi is a fantastic, fantastic footballer in the midfield. I think it's a defensive midfielder. And the things that stands him out is that he's able to carry the ball, hold the ball, dictate the tempo of the game. Is You wouldn't say is as metronomic as some of the other Iceland players or what beaters, but he's on his way to becoming a global star, and he's doing that for Spain. So I thought when Spain won the last major tournament they did, he was brought in, yeah, to seal off. I think they were leading by just a goal to seal, that place, and he really, really works hard. He's someone that has got a fantastic work ethic, and a lot of Arsenal fans are saying, I think not even Arsenal fan, I think it's one of the Manchester, United stars is a pundit, and he was saying that he doesn't understand why Arsenal was going to sign Zubimendi when they have um, Rice and they have Partey. Um, but for me, Arsenal, if they're going to challenge, they definitely need to have options, especially those who are going to hit the ground running, not the guys who are going to take the next 8 months, 6 months to adapt to the, rigors and the physicality of the English Premier League. So if you looked at Arsenal versus PSG, you'll find out that when Ateta wanted to make some changes to respond to what was going on, you will find out that you look at the bench. Who have you got on the bench? There's virtually so Jorginho. I don't know what has happened. I do think is a fantastic player. He could do a job, but it seems that some of these coaches have their preferred, players, and Jorginho was not somebody that Arteta trusted a lot for this season. And anyway, they have brought in Zubimendi for 51 million pounds, and I thought that that is a fantastic signing because right now it might mean that Thomas Partey leaves Arsenal, right? Because I don't think they've got enough money to afford, those kind of wages that all of them are going to be on. So they will lose one person, or Jorginho. They might lose Jorginho and keep, Partey as a backup. But they really do need that. But I do think that so if you have that double pivot, it can Zubimendi can actually show up the defense as a six, and then you can free up Rice to actually be on the offensive. And we saw what he did against Real Madrid on both legs, in the semifinals of the Champions League. So Rice was really, really fantastic in that way, and we saw how he played when he was in West Ham. So we could see a completely new kind of Arsenal next season if Arteta does not have some of his brainwaves that he's got and starts to play people out of position. So yeah, I think that is a good signing. Rice can go further afield, and then Odegaard, can actually, just have a free role going around, helping you. So there will be less pressure on the front three actually coming back to the defensive work as well. So yeah, they will do it, but not as much as if they don't have a professional number six that can break, the flow of play, that can dictate a turn attack into defense or defense into attack. So that is really fantastic on the part of Arsenal. So don't forget they've got this new director of football that is very astute, and I think he came over from um, from Atletico Madrid, and yeah, he's done fantastic work in recruitment. He's recruited fantastic players, and I think it will be really good for the Arsenal. But already we have started to hear about some kind of friction between um, the guy. I think it's Barthez. I can't remember the name of it now. And Arteta over who to pick. I think that plays out in the next. Currently they're speaking to Yorkers. Yorkers used to play in the English league, and I think in Coventry, and he went over to Portugal, and now he's matured. He's taking that next step. So he's a fantastic. It's going to be a fantastic fit, for the EPL. He can play in between the lines. It's like a modern, number 10. I'm number 9. So he can score goals. He knows the back of the net. So I think that's what they are looking at, and there are other options that they're looking at there. So for me, I do think that if they get Gyökeres, they will get fantastic player, and then it will now depend. Like I always said, it will be a good bit of business because they have already got a very good backline. Gabriel Magalhaes and Saliba, 5 and 6. They are really, really good. And they've got on the right, side, they've got really good players. Uh, but what they actually need, that everybody knows that they need, is a striker. And I do think that Ateta needs a lot of work to do in terms of the intellectual, nows to fashion out the playing style and how to use these players. Because now that they got Zubimendi, they've got Rice, they've got Partey, and then they've got Mikel Merino. Mikel Merino is actually a midfielder. Yeah, he's not a striker, though he was used as and he's also a defensive guy. So how do you make sure that you have the right balance? There are certain games you're going to overload the midfield. You can play 2 or 3 options there, but what you actually need is they're the wide players. The wing backs. There's really nobody who can carry the ball with speed. You know, and get that done. So they stuck with traditional wingers, and all of that. So you'll find out that the next phase of football is actually utilizing more of the wing backs and with speed. So and you can see that in how some of the players that people are going for. So all right, that is that about. I think if they're able to get Jokeres, then they will be able to, you know, plug, that hole. They need to score goals. They need to score goals, and right now, they're not really doing that. So, Arsenal, it's you can't get Isak, from Newcastle. That's impossible. Newcastle is going to qualify for the Champions League. Uh, Arsenal have not got that money. They've spent quite a lot of money last season. So what they expect is to spend big, on two, three players, and then if there's some outgoings, and then they can just make do with two, three players. That's what they can do actually. Uh, so yeah, let's watch the space. They are the first to get Superman. It looks like they're going to get Jokeres. Uh, and we'll see what they do, after that. But they cannot get Isak. That one is, it's proven. There was the talk of them trying to sign Chesko, but I do not think that they're going to get Chesko. I think what they want actually is Jokeres, So yeah, that one is that one. So that's Arsenal. The only thing, as I've always said, is that I do not think. I think that Mikel Arteta has actually reached his ceiling when it comes to what he does with Arsenal. Um, um, he had the opportunity to win the EPL, twice, and he dropped points on both occasions. I think he was leading. At some point, he was leading Man City by as much as 12 points, and all of that tossed away. Yeah, because I think some of the decisions that they've made, and last season there's always been this talk about injuries. For yeah, nobody can dispute the fact that if you don't have Saka, if you don't have Odegaard for 3 months, if you don't have Gabriel Magalhaes, that is the spine of the team. Yeah, you're gonna suffer, and which they have done. But in the past season, I thought that was their time because everybody thought that, oh, now that Man City was misfiring this season, it was naturally Arsenal's chance to win the league. But okay, they didn't win it. And a lot of it is down to injury and decisions that Arteta makes. So that's the thing. And when you sign a proven striker, as I've said, Arsenal are going to be a lot stronger because you're not depending on Saka to do all the job. And I did tell Arsenal fans that at the beginning of the season, I said, if if Saka, your main player, starts to, when you look at the stats, he played 95% of the England games, right? And he plays about 95 to 98, percent of Arsenal games. It's only natural that he would pick up injury. So if he was wise, he would have. So how can I rotate this guy? How can I get, someone that he can link with? Obviously, he sees had injury problems even before he had it. He had some kind of goal drought, and as Arteta didn't believe him that much, and then he brought in Sterling from Chelsea. He didn't play him that much as well, so all of that is a waste. So um, I I think that even when they get all of these players, I still have a question mark on Arteta being able to string all of these things together beautifully and win the league or win the Champions League. So that's where Arsenal is at the moment. So uh, let's uh, let's do an ad and then we come back and speak about Man City. So welcome back to more sports. You're still with Football Banter with Jesse. And if you enjoy what we're doing, we're bringing you fantastic content. Please subscribe to our channels. We've got Facebook, we are on YouTube, and we're doing stuff on Instagram as well. And we've got our website as well. So if you go to our page, on Facebook, you're going to get all of that information. So let's move to Man City. So Man City currently they're losing 1-0 and it's 90 minutes, 92 minutes played already. So yeah, if they don't manufacture a goal, then it means that it's 94 minutes now. So it means that Crystal Palace would have won their first major trophy in a long, long, long time. I think last time I checked it, it was is it 40 something years? So yeah, that is it's some kind of record. And the UEFA League finals as well, UEFA Cup finals. Whoever wins is creating a record. Tottenham have not won stuff in the last 50 years, and Man United, they've not won anything in recent. No, they've won quite a lot. So Man United will not be. They will just save their season. They win, regularly anyway. So now to Man City. Yeah, the decline of Man City. It's see, Ateta is not known um, to develop youngsters that much. He gets one or two, and he likes to buy established players. The style that he plays actually requires certain type of players, to carry out the way he wants to play. So he has to get 50 million, 100 million, 70 million type of players, and when he gets them, most of them are always like 25, 26. So if you've done one stuff with these guys for like 4 years, they will be like 29, 30. So De Bruyne, his talisman, that guy actually year in, year out for the last 5, 6 years, it's been absolutely fantastic. It's one of the Premier League greats, you know. Um, yeah, he's won everything, with them. So suddenly his form dropped. You expect that. So, and that is some of the difference between a coach like Klopp and Pep. Klopp actually has loyalty, to his players. He wants to understand them as human beings first. Pep is just, oh, you've got talent. I want you to play like a machine. That's the kind of relationship that's there with them. And I've seen about 3, 4 videos in which De Bruyne has been really bitter about how they've just come to a conclusion without asking him to say, hey, we're not going to renew your contract. And he's bitter about it because he feels that he could still play 1 or 2 years at the very top level before he starts to go into those, cheeky, leagues like going to Saudi or going to the US. Um, so that's the way things are. So they've had a dip in form. Um, and all of the major, the spine of the team, they are around the 30 years of age, 32 years of age, and so it needs rejuvenation. And if you're going to rejuvenate that team, you're going to need to sign quite a lot of players and an expensive one at that. It's got Mamouche in for um, 80 million, and quite a lot of some of the players left. Like they had Ferran Torres. Ferran Torres that plays with Barcelona had a fallout with Pep. So if you have a fallout with Pep, you will have to go. That's the way he is. He's a dictator of the sort, and so yeah, it's that, and then also they've not played fair, so they've you know they did a lot of financial engineering to gain financial advantage over other people in the league. Yeah, so. That has kind of like backfired. So right now, we're going to learn about if they are going to be punished for the 115 infractions against, that's been leveled against them. So we'll see how that works out, and that is, we know that this league is a bit corrupt, so I don't see them being, stripped of the cups that they've illegally won, or unfairly won. um I don't see them being thrown out of the league. That's not going to be good for investment and, you know the reputation of the league. But what I do see is that they know that a lot of the clubs that felt that they've lost out commercially or economically from not clinching, the league. They're going to want some kind of compensation, and if they do, all of the other clubs have been punished. Like Everton were punished twice, and I think Nottingham Forest was also punished. So these guys have to sell their players. And if you look at a team like Newcastle, they've got owners with very, very deep pockets, but they're not able to spend because of the financial fair play, plans, rules that are, in operation. And so, yeah, they're going to sue. So I do guess that it's going to be a game of money. So they're going to throw money at it and say, okay, pay that person. And for Man City, they went out in January. Just in January, they just spent £200 million, like as if money means nothing, you know. So I think they signed Mamouche. They signed. Uh, I can't remember them. Anyway, they splashed 200 million people on three players. So this season, they have been in the frame to sign Morgan Gibbs White, from Nottingham Forest, and he's a fantastic baller, fantastic footballer. I do know he's one of those players that much more like Alexander at the English national team level, the coaches just do not know what to do with them because they've got these more established players and they don't want to upset them or try new things, or pander to public opinion and all of that kind of stuff. So Morgan Gibbs White has been the engine that has powered the midfield and the creative, nows of Nottingham Forest this season. And I thought that they've overachieved. And they've really, really overachieved, uh, and that is for me, Nuno, the coach, has done fantastic work with them. So as usual, the guys with the money wants to take, Morgan Gibbs White away, and Man City have been linked with Tijani Reinders. Also, they've been linked with Wirtz. Florian Wirtz from Bayern Leverkusen is one of these generational talent, that has come through the youth ranks. And you could all see what they did for Alonso with in last season when they won the they won the German Cup, they won the German League, and they were only edged out, in Champions League, you know. So it's Florian Wirtz. It's Wirtz. That's the way they call it. Florian Wirtz. It's is a fantastic footballer. His stats are out of this world. And he's only 21, 22. He's going 22. He's 21, going on 22. He's ready to take the next step. He's not the kind of youngster that you're going to buy and you're going to say, oh, I'm going to give you 1 year to acclimatize, 1 year to get, to know the league. He's a very intelligent footballer. He can play, you know, in tight spaces. And he's so intelligent that you can't pin him down to a particular position. Sometimes he plays as a false nine. Sometimes he plays as number 10. And sometimes he can go on the wing as well. So his link up play is out of this world. So when they come like that, it's not something you can teach. It's something that's in your DNA. Hard work only items, the talent, to come out. So, what do we know about Florian Wirtz? Is that, um, as usual, you know, Bayern Munich, they are the huge, there is this huge, uh, sieve that sieves everything, every good talent out of the German Bundesliga. So what have they done? They've gone to Leverkusen and said, we would like to take this guy from you, and they've opened that gambit with 100 100 million euros. So that will work out around 87 million. Let me see what's going on with full time. Crystal Palace, they are the FA Cup champions. This is fantastic. Guardiola got nothing, nothing. So the only thing he gets this year is top four. I mean, top five. Yeah. So he qualifies for Champions League. Anyway, if you went out and just, spat 50 million of the war, I mean, 200 million of the war, just to get three players, yeah. See how so, but I'm really, really happy for Crystal Palace. We've got a number of Africans in there. So I'm so happy for them. Mateta, yeah, of course, I think it's Congolese origin, and he plays for France. Plays in France anyway. I think it's French origin. It's a native of France, And we've got Ismail Assar, yeah, who is I think he's Senegalese. We've got uh, Eze, Eberechi Eze, you know, is of Nigerian origin, is British Nigerian. So we've got Gwehi, so I'm really, really happy for these guys. And one of these guys in that team is wanted by all the top footballers in the world, top clubs in the world. You've got Barcelona, Liverpool, um, Newcastle, and even Man U are looking at a guy called Wharton in the midfield. He's a slick footballer, very, very slick footballer. So watch out for that guy, his name. So we've got, and I'm so happy for Nketiah. Nketiah left. Of course, didn't play quite a lot, but you know what I mean. He left, Arsenal, and he's won something. So it is what they say. If you want to win, if you want to win cups, you need to leave Arsenal. So yeah. I won't forget Nathaniel Klein as well. Um he used to be a Liverpool football player. So yeah, congratulations to Crystal Palace. They've done it. They've gone out and done it, and against Man City. So yeah, that is fantastic. Anyway, what my team is. So if Pep doesn't get anything, we're so happy. Anyway, so we were talking um, about Man City. So those are the three players. So now the pursuit of Florian Wirtz is so hot, and it's going to kind of like rumble on, into the transfer, period, for quite a number of reasons. I just told you how he is a generational talent. He's a game changer. You know, De Bruyne is leaving. If you get Florian Wirtz to come in and take his position, that is Man City set for another 8 years. That is that talented. Trust me. If Liverpool gets him, Liverpool has thrown their hat in the ring. I'll get to what happened later with Liverpool. He's somebody that can be a game changer. We're going to win number 21 if we get this guy. If Arsenal gets him, trust me, they will win things. Trust me, that's how good this guy is. So, like I said, the Uber, Bayern Munich is a Uber, this giant Uber in Bundesliga. Once they see any talent coming through, they want to take them, right? So they've gone in with, reportedly, gone in with 100 million euros, and they've been so arrogant as usual about it. And I think they ticked off the president of Leverkusen, and everybody still thinks that he's going to go to Bayern Munich, but you never know. You never know. Um, this is how I see it. Bayern Leverkusen have been they don't really like the way Bayern Munich steals their players. They don't. So they want to. There's a guy called Joseph Tarr, is a defender. They want to sign that. They want to sign that guy as well from the Leverkusen team. Okay, you can say Leverkusen is a selling, club. They need the money. If they get the mega bucks, they're gonna, take it. But this is not the first time that Munich has shortchanged Leverkusen. So if you know a guy called Michael Ballack was one of the mainstay of the midfield of Mourinho when he won everything with Chelsea Football Club. Now, what happened was that I think Ballack was also like 24 20 when he was in Leverkusen, and um, I think this was 91, 92, and they got offers, that clubs everywhere wanted to buy him, and the offer was around 25, 24 million pounds, which was a huge amount of money back in the days. How much was Drogba signed for? How much did this get all of these fantastic players? Even Okocha in those periods was taken on a free. So quite a huge amount of money. So Bayern did what Madrid is doing now to football clubs. They went in and told him uh, he had 2 years left on his contract. They said, run the first year down. In the next year, we'll come for you. And that's exactly what they did. So when they came in the last year, the all the cards was in the hands of the buyer and the player. So that was what happened. That was what happened. And the they actually bought him for about 12 million pounds. Yeah. So you can imagine, Bayer Leverkusen would have made double that amount of money if Munich did not play their stupid games. It happened that Ballack went to Munich, won everything, and it was the next season that he signed for Chelsea. I think no, he spent 2 or 3 seasons in Munich and then went to Chelsea and won everything there as well. So you can imagine how that has happened. So there's Kai Havertz is another story, you know. Uh, so what happened with Balak when Kai Havertz was also a Bayern Leverkusen player. So when Munich was also going to play their games, so they said, no, we'd rather sell you to to a foreign club, and Kai Havertz ended up in Chelsea. So, according to reports, everybody still thinks it's going to go to Bayern Munich because the cultural pool it's so high that everyone wants to. It's just like South American players wanting to play for either Real Madrid or Barcelona. It's the same pool. German players wants to play for Bayern Munich, and then before they go somewhere else. So basically, we'll see how that. But if Man City gets Florian Wirtz, trust me, that is big problem for everyone. That is going to be a big problem for everyone. So, do I think that they're going to win? Are they going to be majestic like they've been before? Nah, it's not going to happen again. All of the top five, six teams they've strengthened massively. So not even Liverpool got away with. There's quite a few draws. Yeah, you can say that. Um, Here's what I think about Liverpool's win. One, Klopp left a very very good team for Slot, and Slot was really really intelligent. So what Slot did was to say, "Oh, what are the shortcomings of Klopp? The heavy metal football that he plays, heavy metal football for club. If you play 3 years under club system, is equivalent to playing 5 years under all the systems. Some analysts have said that. So if notice he's noticed that there's a lot of injuries. So if Liverpool was able to kind of like work on the injury side of things, and there are less injuries, yeah, they're gonna win things because usually Liverpool will get this crazy deep around December and February. Yeah, it's draws and some losses all through club years, and then they finish really really strong. Start strong, finish strong, but in the middle they're gonna deep. And I've told people that check out Salah. He's always got that deep. He's always got that deep. So what Slot was able to do was to make sure that change. It changed, the training pattern. It changed, the technical patterns, and also Club. I mean, Slot is a master of in-game management. Club would wait till there's almost no more time to change things before he gets people to change. He believes in his players. But when Slot came in, it actually changed people 30 minutes into the game. He doesn't care if you're really messing up. Jared Kwanzaa, we were playing a game and Jared Kwanzaa made two errors. It was not. It didn't even lead to a goal. He pulled him out, brought somebody else in. So yeah, he's that kind of player. So on both levels, he's discovered that yeah, I can push. He did not even think he was going to win, but his style has confused quite a lot of coaches and teams. So basically, he's only got 2 seasons to confuse people. After that, in in English football, in the EPL, you can bamboozle people for 2 seasons max. They source you out and then they'll go for you. So that's how competitive this league is. So that's why you can see that even with the win, Liverpool is interested in signing quite a lot of players. So they want to press the advantage they've got, this time around. So yeah, in terms of what Pep is going to do going forward, I think people have caught up to his style, his thinking, and they now know how to play his game. So look at what um, Crystal Palace has done now. They allow them to knock the ball around all you want. We don't care. We're just gonna take the ball, attack you because you're always committing men forward. Let's just do this constant. You know, we lure you in, we set a trap, and then we eat you on the counter. That's how they got the goal. So if you saw the goal that Eberechi scored, they were teasing those guys. So when they came on the press, they just lobbed the ball forward, to this white guy on the right. Then he took it forward like that. 1-2 pass with Sa, caught it back. Eberechi was there. Bam, the goal came in. So I thought that for the first 2, 3 years of Pep, before players even step onto the pitch, they've lost the game in their minds because this relentless passing of the ball around, tiki taka, and the people just couldn't live with it. The only guy who could live with it was Klopp's Liverpool. So yeah, that's that about it. So I do not think that even if he strengthens, if he, but if he gets Florian Wirtz, he's probably going to win again. But it will mean that every other team around are also going to sign really really good players, to be able to catch them out. So yeah, that's that's about that. Okay, so let's go on a commercial break. Uh, when we come back, we're gonna go to Liverpool. So welcome back. If you've not, subscribed to our channels, please do. We need you to move, to move our process forward. Um, Thank you for listening to us always. Thank you for, joining in the chat and then saying what you need to say. Anything you feel that you don't agree with me, please leave a comment. Leave a comment. Whether on if you're watching on YouTube, please leave a comment. If you're watching on Facebook, leave a comment as well. I appreciate it. I go through all of the comments that you make, and some of the things I say is coming, off of that. So now let's go to Liverpool. Like I said, Slot has come in and he's slotted in well. And I've given you all the reasons why he did that. He's got a very good team from club. He's perfected, training. They don't have injuries like they used to. That's number two. Number three is a very, very good in-game manager. He's astute. He knows where the problem is coming from and he manages, that game. He manages every aspect of the game. So if he knows that this is going to be lead to a goal, he quickly changes. He doesn't wait at all to make the changes that he needs to. But even at that, the Liverpool team has been short of one or two, three places, on the bench. So if you want to change the game, who do you bring in? Nunes has not been cutting it. Nunes didn't, you know, live up to expectation of a 75 million price tag. Yeah, it's just your regular average. He needs about four chances to score one goal. And we've had we have quite we have some of these players that are tiring out now. So you need, and then what Slot wants is concentration for 90 minutes. He wants to change formations. He plays like 3 to 4 formations per game, 3 to 4 different sort of formations per game. And what he wants to do even more now, is crazy because you can always tell what a coach is going to do by the kind of players that they're linked with. So we all heard about the Trent, issue. I do think the Liverpool fans who are booing Trent in a Liverpool shirt, they are idiots, right? Because I don't understand why you're going to boo your own player. You can say, "Oh, he didn't um, tell you he was going to leave." Look, he spent 20 years of his life with Liverpool, and he's won everything. All right, and somebody saying nothing was handed to him on the platter. No, I have friends there who take their kids to academies. The sacrifice that parents make. You're gonna get a car, you're gonna take these kids there every time, and it takes money, it takes commitment, it takes time. And then when they get picked, they don't give you, so they don't give you money because it's even wrong. It's against the law to give people money. So you have to wait. You have to be consistent till you're 16 when you can sign your first contract. And when they give you your contract, maybe you do get 5,000 a week or a month kind of thing to do your thing. And then the only time that he signed a major contract was 2018 when he got into the 19 when he got into the major team and he was on 60. Is it 40,000 a month, a week? So it wasn't until we won the Champions League in 2019, 2020 that he was able to sign. I think 2021, that was when he signed that contract for 180. So yeah, and he's been on that for. So you can say what you want to say about these guys. He's given everything Players come and go. In fact, 2 years ago, a lot of these pundits were saying sell him because it's a defensive liability that is good going forward. In fact, if you looked at his career in in the national team of England, the coach doesn't know how to use him. And Klopp has always been pulling his hair. This guy is a solid defender. He's also good going offensive. So you're never going to see a completely, you know, all-round players. There's going to be aspects that are lacking. That's why we're human beings. That's why we're not machines. Anyway, um, he's going. He's gone. He's gone to Madrid. So I do think when you have done everything and you're 26 going 27, you need to explore. If I've got a son that wants to explore at that stage after having won everything, his market value is okay, and he wants to cash in on his talent, I'll give him my blessings. So you got my blessings, Trent. Now, who have we? Here we go with the popular uh, journalist, the Italian journalist, went today. So we've wrapped up. Excuse me. We've wrapped up the signing of Jeremy Frimpong. Liverpool has done that. So yeah, he's the same type of player. Okay, offensively, he might not offer all of these diagonal passes, the free kicks, the long balls, the pinpoint long balls and all of that. He might not offer that like Trent. The thing with Trent is that once he gets the ball in the mid in the defense area, it's turning it into an attack straight away. But what you get with Frimpong is energy, interplay, with players. Is so intelligent, and his recovery rate, he can sprint better than Trent. But in terms of defensive capabilities, I think Trent is actually better than him. So it's tricky what Slot is going to do there. Yeah, but we've got this guy. So, but the next guy that we are linked to is Milos Kakis of Bournemouth. And if you look at the statistics for the best left backs, the left wing backs in Europe this year is number three. This guy's got bundles of energy. It's just like our old, guy on that side. When he came there, he will bump for like a missile, and that's what Kakis does. If you watch his game in Bournemouth, it's so fantastic. He's got bundles of energy going, forward. So when you look at the combination of what Slots wants to do with Frimpong on this side, you're gonna like release Salah to go a little bit more central, and they can have this interplay, diagonal plays in that's going to draw out defenders, and then they can lead the ball to guys who can score. So I really, really admire the footballing mind of Slot. And now that we heard about the story of Florian Wirtz again, it was confirmed that he came to Liverpool. No, it came to Blackpool in England, and that is where he had the meeting with the Liverpool officials. It was supposed to be a secret meeting, but it got leaked. Things can get leaked from the airport, from the transport company that's flying your plane. It can get leaked anywhere. Anyways, if there was not a chance to speak to them or to do a deal, Liverpool would not, get involved to the point that they can sell the project to his dad and himself as well. So if we sign, fingers crossed, if Liverpool sign Florian Wirtz, my thought is Liverpool is going to win number 21 next season. Because when you look at how intelligent Wirtz can be, playing as a false nine, playing as a true 10 is actually really, really creative. So a lot of the creativity that you're going to lose from getting Trent out of the team, you're going to get it twice from Wirtz and from Frimpong. And also you have on this side a young Milos Kekes who can bump forward, who can pick a cross as well, who can also shoot. Oh, you've got things in your hand. So If Verts is available, because right now the position of Liverpool is, if it's available, we want to buy him. We'll pay. I think Leverkusen are demanding 150 million euros. Liverpool, yeah, that's around 125, 26 million pound. They'll pay that to get him. Though that might affect whether we get Hugo Ekitike. We've been linked with Hugo Ekitike, but I don't think if we get Verts, then there's no Hugo, there's no more striker that this guy's going to use. So he's going to use Salah differently. Gapo, it's firing from this way. So what he's going to do is overload at the midfield and at the front. So when these guys are exchanging and interlinking, you're having an overload of attack and then overload of defense. You have Szoboszlai, you have Gravenberch to defend, and you have the usual reliables, Van Dijk, you have Konate, and then you have Frimpong who can recover, and you have Kekes who can also mark. His defensive stats are really, really good. So Liverpool will be really, really unstoppable. Trust me. Liverpool has liked that number 10 role. It's been a long time we had a proper number 10. And, that could be restored with Vers. So there's been mention of Alexander Isak. Forget that. That's not going to happen. Wingers Rodrigo. mm, no, the wages would be too. It goes against the Moneyball strategy of FSG. They want to sign them young and be able to have a ceiling when selling them and get some money back. It doesn't always work, but it works most of the time. There's also for left back, if we don't get Kakes, because Barcelona are trying to also throw their art in. Then there's the Jorel Arto of in Holland. So he played for Ajax, and that Dean Oysen, we are going to get him. We are going to get a backup for Van Dijk, regardless of what happens anyway. But it seems now that Madrid, as usual, they're just on Liverpool's case. Liverpool wants to sign this player, they want to get him. Liverpool wants to get to the final, they want to stop them. Liverpool, they went in and they got him. Xabi Alonso, um, wanted him because this guy is really good. He's tall, so the cross is coming in, he can intercept. He's good with both feet. He can carry the ball out. He can score. He can score, on the other side as well. So and he's only 22 as well. So come on now, it's what more than that, 50 million that they've paid for him. So another players that we have is Schlotterbeck and Lukeba. So anyway, you've heard some of the transfer news. It's going to get better and better. We're going to have a clearer picture. And I think the league ends in 2 weeks, and then in a week or two or 1.5 weeks, and then we can all focus fully on the transfer window. So that is where we are at the moment. So uh, I think I got some chats, coming in. Yeah, but my time is fast spent. So I want to go straight to the African Champions League. That's on us. So Mamelodi Sundowns, are going to play South Africa's Mamelodi Sundowns. They're going to play Pyramids FC of Egypt, and that for the 2024-25 CAF Champions League final. That is going to be a spectacle. Both teams are equally matched. It's not the old names like Zamalek, Al Ali, and this Pyramids FC is like a newish, kind of club. And, they've been playing fantastic football. And South Africa's Mamelodi Sundowns have shocked everyone, playing clean, neat football, and they've actually eliminated one North African powerhouse, to get to the final. So this is going to be something to watch out for. Remember, my colleague Kenny is actually doing a series on the website. It's going to post it very soon. about the structure that has propelled uh, some of these teams that are doing really well. That's propelled them to glory. Organization, structure, funding, and connection with the fan base locally. So these guys are well followed, and so there's no way the commercial interest in those clubs and how they generate money and funds. It's good. It's really really good. They pay their players well, so there's no way. There's only one club out of all the clubs in the Nigerian league that you could say are running that level, and that is the current champions, Remo Stars FC. And it's the same story across Africa. So the North Africans and the South Africans, yeah, you do need a thriving economy, but you need organization more than anything. That is lacking, and so I'm so happy that the guys who have put all the necessary things in place, to play football as it should be to run it. They're actually the ones that are getting it. So, but what I don't understand is when is CAF going to make this one a one leg? It just one final game. I don't understand these two legs. You decide you play one in Pretoria on the 24th of May, you play one in June in Cairo. Why don't you make it a spectacle like we have the Champions League? Pick a neutral venue where nobody's going to be able to influence anything, and let the whole world be treated to fantastic play of football. Let new stars be made. Let more money is going to come in, more focus is going to be on it, because it's going to be now. You can find countries who don't have money to organize at a complex level to say, okay, it's just only one match. We have a fantastic stadium. We have a football mad, population, and we want to host the final. That alone, I think quite a lot of countries are going to put money into it. So I think the guys in CAF should really, think about this and make it happen. So yeah, that is that. So watch out for that article that Kenny, my colleague, is actually, going to put up very soon on our website. So um, I think that's what we have covered so far. If you think you want us to cover certain areas of football banter, I know there's quite a lot. Please leave me a comment. I'll go to I'll check it up on our YouTube channel, and then our Facebook channel, and then I'll do my research and get back to you. So on a final note, before I leave, if you look at all the London clubs, right? We got Arsenal, we got Crystal Palace, we got Fulham, we got Chelsea, we got Arsenal as well. So we got West Ham. So I've been to all of their stadiums and all of that. So Crystal Palace just won the cup, FA Cup. Tottenham, they're in the finals of Europa League. If they win it, they will have a cup. Fulham, they don't have a cup. West Ham, they've in the last 3 years, they won the UEFA Conference Cup. And Tottenham, 6, 7 years ago, they were in the Champions League final, and they're in another final. And they've not spent anywhere close to what Arteta and Arsenal have spent. So Arsenal guys, please, even Man United, they've had disastrous 3 seasons, 4 seasons. They have Ten Ag won a cup per season. Here you have your Arteta, and followed the process. What have you won? So this year, basically, you've won nothing. You've won. We beat Madrid in the semifinals. That's the cup that you've won. So think about it. Crystal Palace, you're in the same London. Crystal Palace has won something. Tottenham might win something. So it's over to you. Judge that. So thank you for sticking with me. Don't forget to. So for um Crystal Palace that just nicked this off Pep. Let's give them a cheer. That is good. That is good. So for Tottenham, let's clap them. Let's give them a drum roll because they got to the final. Now for Arsenal, for getting the cup, for winning, we beat Madrid cup. Let's give them a laugh. Okay, guys, that's gonna be it for me for tonight. Join me next week when we go, and let me know anything you want me to touch on and all of that. Put it in the comment. That I'm gonna read it and get back to you. So I do hope that you have a fantastic week ahead of you. See ya.